Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are back with RGL 6 or RGL Newcomer 6's Season 4, Week 4. Tonight, I think we are in for a good one. We got the two teams that are numbers 4 and 5 respectively. We have the Pitbulls and RGL on ice going up, fighting to see who really deserves that top 5 spot. Again, this is bound to be a good match. At least I hope. Thank you for the follow, Kuna, and Beta, hi, how are you doing? So, for how this has been going for the teams previously. Both teams, obviously, considering they are in spots 4 and 5, they've been having a pretty good season so far. Both teams have won every single match that they've played, but with varying degrees of success. In terms of the Pitbulls, Week 1, they 5-0'd. Week 2, it was a 5-2, and Week 3 on Clear Cut was a 4-2. For RGL on ice, their first week they 5-0'd. Week 2 they won 3-2, and then on Clear Cut they won 4-2. In terms of rosters here, on the side of, I'm just looking at my notes here, on the side of Pitbulls, we have Skipper on Roamer, Kuna on Pocket Soldier, Kairos on Pocket Scout, Titty Boy 69 on Flank Scout, Overnight Coder on Demo, and then Not Actual Trash on Medic. For RGL on ice, we have Yosemite on Demo, Rego on Pocket Scout, Jintoki on Med, D Squared on Pocket Soldier, Rose on Flank Scout, and Court on Roamer. Now, let's see how things are going in the actual game. People are just starting to get into the server. It is match time right now, so hopefully players on both teams will start flooding in, and we can get this match going very, very soon. For those of you that are here, Twitch I don't think is updated, but how are y'all doing tonight? So, as this is a Week 4 match, we are on Gully Wash. As I had said last night, probably one of my favorite 5CP maps, and probably the map I am most confident on when it comes to 5CP. It was the first map I had really learned how to play. First map I had really started getting confident, sort of, on rollouts and whatnot. And overall, to me, it just seems like a simpler map, at least the mids, than other maps like Process on Sunshine. Obviously, there is still a lot of chance for counterplay and strategy and strategizing around the mids. Different bombs you can do going up through drop down, so and so. So I wouldn't say it's simpler, but it seems a little bit more straightforward from those looking in from the outside. But I really like Gully Wash. Plus, out of all of the main 5CP maps, it has the highest capability for back caps. And man, do I love to see a good back cap. I don't know, there's just something about back caps that makes you feel good inside. Unless you're on the receiving end of one, then you just feel like a complete idiot. But it looks like we are actually going to have a match that starts slightly on time. At least in Newcomer, this almost never, ever happens. Well, I'm happy to hear that, Beta. Oh. Wait, never mind. I misread that. I'm not happy to hear that. That's unfortunate. It's 7:30 on a Friday night. Can you really expect me to be more conscious? You're expecting too much of me. Well, I expect both of these teams to be pretty good, considering they are in the top 5 in the division right now. Both of these teams are looking really good. They are in prime playoff position, but they're not just in the top 16. No, they are in the top 5. So these are some of the best newcomer teams that we see this season. So I'm expecting a good match, and if I don't get one, I'm going to be kind of sad. But yeah, we're currently just missing one player on the side of RGL on ice, and then hopefully, and he is in. It is only 7:32 right now, 9:32 EST. So it looks like this match might actually start on time, except for the fact that they have a heavy. Okay, so we have the Pitbulls on blue, RGL on ice on red. And it looks like these teams have actually tagged up. Which is not something you see all that often in Newcomer. Although, for all I know, they could just be tagging up on the tagging up for the cast. For those of you that have just joined us, this is the Pitbulls versus RGL on ice. The top, the number 4 and 5 teams, respectively. Obviously, we are on Gully Wash, as you can see here. Rosters, you can see on the left screen, you can actually, or the left of the screen, you can actually see names now, which is amazing. So, yeah. Hopefully, this will be a good match. Hopefully, it shall be a good one. Just going to do one thing real quick. Looks like one of their scouts is wanting to get a nap. Nap break, pee break. Pitbulls have readied up. Hopefully RGL on ice is not too far behind and we can get this match going. Who do you guys want me to follow to mid first? The demo of On Ice or the demo of Pitbulls? Chat, who do we want to follow to mid first? Do we want to follow Overnight Coder or do we want to follow Yosemite?
This ducks.
Thank you for the follow, Pille. Okay, it looks like we are getting this match underway. The only thing I see in chat is on ice, so we were following the demo of RGL on ice to mid here. If we can find him. This match is getting underway. So it looks like they're going to be playing this initial mid fast, going up banana, the banana of Pitbulls. They're going to be getting really aggressive here. Kuna is going to be coming in here for a late bomb, getting some damage onto the soldiers that are on nipple, pushing them off. The demo of Pitbulls does get a pick onto one of the soldiers up on ice, onto court. Although Kuna does go down as well, so this is just an all-out brawl here. There's a scout of RGL on ice in, but he does get focused down. It's just one player left alive. Ragu, is he going to be able to get out or win the fight with Kyrios? Or Kairos. And it doesn't appear he is, so Pitbulls are going to win that mid fairly decisively. And they're going to get second for free because of that. They're also going to have a full Uber advantage coming into last here, so the chances of them getting this round here are very high. It looks like they're going to be going in through upper river, maybe going straight into river, have somebody go through water. Not quite sure what they're going to do yet. Does look like there is a soldier behind them who came in through lobby. This could be huge. He does get the force, but he was going to use anyway. Kairos does go down, but Court on Ice is behind. It's going to be able to hopefully come in here and clean up some of the players. And it doesn't look like they're going to get that cap. The push was all but failed. And it looks like Overnight Coder is going to go down here. That's going to be the full wipe from RGL on Ice onto the side of the Pitbulls, and they're going to be able to take second off that. Although the players from Pitbulls are coming in fast here as they did get forward spawns. They're doing some contesting in big door. Titty Boy going in through small door into lobby, trying to get maybe a play or something. It looks like Pitbulls has brought out a spy onto Kuna. He's in a 1v1 with the scout, and he does manage to bring Rose down. Hopefully he's going to have information on the team here, but Ice should know where he is. They should know there's a spy there. It looks like he could have gotten the stab there. Has he been spotted out? No, he hasn't. He hasn't been called out yet, and unfortunately, he doesn't get a pick. Very, very close, but unfortunately, he just doesn't manage to get it. Looked like he had a few opportunities there, but... So now we're just going to having Overnight Coder, throwing some spam over towards Big Door. It looks like RGL on Ice is going to want to push out here, but they're taking a ton of damage. Pitbulls does use here, but it doesn't look like... Did they use? Okay, they did use, but didn't seem like they got anything out of it. RGL on Ice does have Uber, and they finally use now in this post-Uber. So it looks like they're probably going to be able to collapse here and hopefully take out at least the medic of Pitbulls. And it doesn't look like they're going to get any kills at all except onto the demo. Hopefully they're trying to reaggress. The demo is alone here against the scout. That's never a fight you want to be in. Court does come in a little bit late, and the medic for RGL on Ice does come through upper river. So there is actually support for the demo, although unfortunately it's a little bit too late, and Yosemite does go down. Court coming in here for a bomb onto the medic. Does he get it? It looks like he's going to, and no! 16 health. That is so unfortunate. That is just bad luck for Court there. You hate to see it. Yosemite coming out of spawn right now. Kuna getting some damage onto the combo of RGL on Ice, trying to push them back out of choke so his team can come in and get second, or get mid here. One of the soldiers from RGL on Ice is in big door throwing some spam away, but he's quickly pushed back as the players of Pitbull come and collapse onto him to try and push him out of big door so that they can make an opening here. Skipper just waiting for presumably an arrow here from his medic. Looks like the combo of RGL and Ice is looking to use their Uber here. We do have an even Uber situation here. Both teams do have full, so we're going to be having an Uber exchange here on mid, presumably, unless a force can come in from either team. And Pitbulls does use their Uber first, which is going to set up RGL and Ice extremely well for this post Uber. They're going to have the slightly longer Uber, and some well-placed stickies on the exit from Yosemite manages to take down the entire 3-player combo. One scout in behind just gets focused by the rest of their team. There's a few players alive still in Big Door, but just barely. Skipper goes down to Rose. Is he going to see the other scout? And no, he's not. So the scout is going to be alive and just try and pull back some of the players off mid so that his team can have a little bit of an opportunity to try and maybe retake middle. Doesn't look like it's going to happen. He can't quite cat fast enough, so he's going to go back into lobby and try and get some health here. Kuna in drop down is in a really good spot. It looks like he's just going to try and get out as he is being pressured from a scout. Titty Boy is behind them. He's going to be going in for a pick on the med here, but he does get spotted by the jumping soldier. Just 2 well-placed rockets and he goes down. Rose trying to contest Big Door, push out Skipper here, but he is being contested by Skipper as well. The soldier is really good for area denial, and that's why you want to have them on choke and at least one of them on Big Door to hold that down. Cord is trying to go in here. The soldier is in the funny spot. He does fall down, and Cord is able to see him. He tries to go in for a jump here, and he doesn't quite get air shot, but he does get cleaned up, but not before he's able to take out Overnight Coder, the demo for Pitbulls. That's going to open this up very well for the Uber push. Pitbulls does still have full Uber, although it's looking like they're not going to want to use right here because it's just the scout and that medic. They're probably going to drop that scout, and it's just the medic left alive. Now, they do have Uber here, so they could hold this unless RGL and Ice plays this fast enough and is able to get in right away. Pitbulls does have their spawners up, so a push isn't going to be feasible from RGL and Ice right now, especially with that Uber. Pitbulls does decide to use in through lobby. They get the pick onto court and possibly the scout and hopefully the medic. Okay, they do get the medic of RGL on ice. This was a very smart decision to push out. As long as they keep people on last, which they do, they have a heavy and a scout to support them on last to make sure they don't get backcapped. They all but wipe. D-Squared is just trying to sit in drop down here. See if he can't get a cheeky little pick, hopefully onto the medic, but instead he goes for the soldier, and it looks like he is going to get it. Kuna should maybe crater here, but he does manage to get away. Although D-Squared isn't in all that much danger, as he does have spawners up and his team is there to support him. Yosemite just throwing some stickies towards Choke, as you do as the demo man. Trying to deny that space and ensure that the players from Pitbulls can't just walk out for free. They do also have a scout and a soldier towards Big Door. Both teams do. Excuse me. Just contesting each other and basically kind of trading damage and trading heals. Overnight Coder sitting in a fairly passive position, as you would normally do when you have an Uber disadvantage, but they have the Uber ad here. They could be holding a lot more aggressively. But it seems like they might want to try to push through Big Door with the way they're holding. It is now an even Uber situation, so Pitbulls is probably just going to wait for RGL and Ice to use into them so that they can get the better exchange, the better Uber, and hopefully win out in the post Uber and get mid off of it. We do have both of the soldiers on RGL on Ice going towards Choke, and they do manage to pick off Kuna. So that could be the opening pick that RGL on Ice needs. They do send a soldier in behind, but he doesn't manage to get much damage, and he does get cleaned up by Skipper. It's now equalized, and Pitbulls has gotten their spawner back, so this is not looking too good for RGL on Ice right now. If they wanted to take that Uber exchange, they should have just taken it. And it's looking like they are going to actually want to push out here, see if they can't get some damage and then move out. But it looks like that's just been stuffed by Kuna, getting some easy damage onto Rose. Oh, sorry, not Rose, onto D-Squared. And off those 2 picks, Pitbulls is going to push out here. And it looks like they're not even going to really be contested, except by Court, who does manage to get a pick in Choke going through drop down, but he does just get cleaned up as all the players from Pitbulls turn around to shoot him. They are sending Kuna in behind, and unfortunately a well-placed sticky from Yosemite stops that Market Garden in its tracks. Would have been amazing to see one of those. Kairo's getting some damage. He's going in through elbow, trying to get onto the medic, but he does get cleaned up by the soldiers. He did get spotted. D-Square getting up onto Nipple and throwing some damage Skipper's way. Skipper does bomb back, and it looks like he tried to get some damage. Pitbulls does use their Uber here. RGL on ice. Arrow was really able to hold off on using that and milk that, so they're going to have a much better Uber here. But it looks like they're not going to come out of this on top. The medic does look like he is going to die. D-Squared is very low on health in Big Door. He's going to try to re-aggress, maybe go for a sack, but no, he's just going to get out, as Yosemite did go down as well. Still, without heals, the players on RGL and Ice are very low. A lot of them are not healthy whatsoever, but they do manage to get a pick onto Kairos. But our Pitbulls does manage to get second off of that. Not really sure what went wrong for RGL on Ice there. I think they just dropped too many players before they used their Uber. Court in a little, kind of a cheeky little spot here. Kuna does go down, but Court wasn't spotted here, but he is going to get spotted by the scout. He does manage to get the scout, and he does also manage to get out. He gets an arrow from his team, from his medic, as the rest of his team comes in to support him. They're going to be going up through Upper River here. Get the height advantage, and hopefully be able to push Pitbulls off of second. D-Squared going in onto the point for some damage. Court going in for a big bomb, managing to get a kill and get away, but then he does get body shot. And then cleaned up by a scout. Although it does look like Pitbulls is just going to get wiped here. The scout and the medic are going to try to make it away. They do have full Uber here, although they really don't want to use this. Because that would be really bad, as that would be giving RGL on Ice a full advantage. They do have forward spawns, though, as they have not yet capped second. So this could be really bad for RGL on Ice. Now, they do still have Uber, but they did use, both teams have used. Pitbull's coming out with a slightly better Uber, but it's probably not really going to matter. Although they do still manage to take this through Big Door, get onto the two players of the combo, and hopefully get the medic, but their medic goes down. Both medics do die, so this is just going to be an all-out DM fest with no heals. And it appears in this specific situation, the DM of Pitbulls was just slightly better, but the damage, the splash damage from the demo and the stickies probably did help dramatically. Skipper trying to get some damage in here through Launchpad. Not really going to amount to much. He does try and get out, as he is the only one in there. He doesn't really want to get singled out. And at this point, getting ready for a push, especially with a spy, you're already playing down a player you don't want to be feeding. Kuna going in through Secret. We might see a really good play here. Arrow having a 60 or 70% right now. They do have about a 10% advantage, although that's not going to amount to much because it is up to Pitbulls on when they push. Hopefully Kuna, though, might be able to change that and drop the medic of RGL on Ice, opening this up really well for their team to push in and hopefully take this round. Just exchanging some spam. He may have gotten blinked there. RGL on Ice does have a pyro, making this very difficult for Kuna. He's going to wait for the pyro to come out, and it looks like he's going to be going for the pick any moment now. They didn't hear the decloak. He does get the scout, but the scout gets down Mr. President's the medic, and he does use. Luckily, though, he did force the Uber, so he did kind of get what he wanted out of it, but not necessarily in the way they had wanted. Although, it is going to work out for them because Pitbulls does use in and have a much better Uber and completely mangle what's left of RGL on Ice in that last push there. Let's get an aerial view of the mid-fight here. Bomb coming in from Kuna. He does decide to get turn around, as it doesn't look like he's going to get anything. Court does go in and manage to get a pick onto the demo. That could help win this mid-fight, but he does get cleaned up right away. Pitbull sending soldiers in, sending scouts in, trying to push the players of RGL online out through choke, and wow, what a play from Kuna, no, from Skipper, coming up through drop down and just getting big damage onto all of the players of RGL and Ice and managing to get that med pack, or med pick. Hopefully the scout does get cleaned up, but no, he gets the demo. That demo has not had a good round so far. Getting to mid, dying, getting to mid, and dying again. Although this is really good for Pitbulls, as they do have about a 50% advantage here. They are pushing in without a demo, but he should be here very shortly. A lot of the players from RGL and Ice have been pushed back into spawn, and it looks like they are going to get the cap here. Let's see what Kuna does on the mid here, on this third round. Currently, Pitbulls are up 2-0 in the first half. Overnight Coder, very low health. It looks like he's going to be get bombed by Court. Court goes in hard for the demo, but the scouts are able to come in and clean it up and save his life. Not really too much going on right now. Skipper going in for a bomb. Unfortunately, he doesn't get anything, although he does get some big damage, but both of the soldiers on the side of Pitbulls do go down here. Both teams are still down 2 players. They both still do have their medics, so this still could go either way. Ragu going in, taking some major damage, but managing to get out with only 31 HP, and getting arrowed to go right back in. A meat shot immediately, and he looks like he is going to go down here. Kairo's not going to be able to get much on this soldier here, and players are coming in, and one of the spawners does manage to pick up the kill. And RGL and Ice does win this third mid fight. Lot of players on Pitbulls near Big Door here. Titty Boy at very low HP, getting arrowed up so he can just go back in. They're just going to be exchanging spam here in Big Door as the rest of the players are deciding really what to do. There are still stickies up here, but it looks like they're going to be wanting to push out here. Both teams do have full Uber, so this is just going to be an exchange. Pitbulls is playing this really well, though, playing this passively as they know they are at an even Uber situation. So positioning themselves here allows for them to be able to milk out the Uber and have a much better post Uber, as their Uber will last longer. They just need to make sure not to drop players during that Uber, as that's what's happened in the past, and that has screwed over both teams drastically. Really not a whole lot happening right here. It looks like D-Squared is trying to peek out, maybe get some information on a bomb. Kuna is just sitting up in the top corner, just waiting to drop on that medic if he ends up deciding to use just a little bit too late. Again, players just exchanging spam in Big Door. Honestly, with the way things are looking and the way the combo for Pitbulls is situated, I would kind of like to see RGL and Ice maybe try and take the Uber exchange through Big Door instead. That way Pitbulls don't really have an escape. Because if you go in through Big Door, you sticky trap off this door. As soon as that Uber fades, they're going to be wanting to run in through here. Or even here you can sticky trap, and then they just don't have an escape, and you win that post Uber, especially if you can get the demo and the medic or a scout along with it. We got Kairos here just checking all around for spies, as he doesn't want his medic to get backstabbed. Although it has only been Pitbulls that have brought out the spy so far this match. Looks like they do send a sack in, and he just gets right back out immediately. I'd either like to see them try to take the Uber exchange in through Big Door, or maybe just go for a sack here. Currently, both scouts are looking towards Big Door, so if you send both of your soldiers in through choke here, as long as you avoid those traps, you could probably get some good damage onto the medic, and at least force him. Okay, it looks like they are going to be going in through Big Door here. Both Ubers do get used. It appears as though Pitbulls might have a little bit better of the Uber here, and especially since RGL on Ice hasn't managed to keep their players up in this Uber exchange. And Pitbull's just coming out swinging here, absolutely destroying that Uber of RGL on Ice, showing they are the dominant team in this match, showing that they do deserve to be in the top 5. RGL on Ice bringing out the sniper, though. I don't think it's going to amount to much because the big brain sticky traps on the forward spawn, taking out Yosemite and another one of the players. I believe it was Yosemite and Rose, and maybe Court that died there with that sticky trap on the forward spawn door. Overnight Coder going in through Upper River. That's a very common place to try and take lobby from, as it gives you the high ground so you're not trying to shoot up on people, or shoot up at people. So, because the medic for the side of RGL on Ice did die here, they're going to be building to try and equalize a little bit of that Uber disadvantage. Pitbulls does have Uber now, so they're going to want to take this in as soon as possible, and it looks like that's exactly what they're doing here. Cairo's going in, they're trying to focus the demo down so the cap can't be denied by those stickies, although there is a pyro there as well. Yosemite getting 2 kills onto Pitbulls, the medic and Kairos. So if they don't see Kuna here, this could mean the end for them, but they do have Uber now, they kept their medic alive, they kept their players alive, and as long as they can deny this player in water here, which they do, they should be good here for this mid hold. Or for this last hold, sorry. They aren't leaving any... Okay, they are leaving players behind. The scout went back, and they do have the spawner on Pyro going back to defend. We do have Titty Boy here, sitting in a prime position to try and go for a back cap, but RGL on Ice does have players still staying back and defending last. They have the Pyro and the scout of Ragu. They do manage to clean them up. So they really might want to take this Uber in now. Honestly, they may not even have to use the Uber. They could probably just dry push this. Although they do need to be careful here of Kuna, who is once again on Spy. Maybe a little bit early to decloak, but he might be able to get something here, as it doesn't appear that the players of RGL on Ice are aware. Get in, Kuna, get this stab, and he gets the drop onto the medic! But unfortunately, his entire team gets wiped as well, including his medic, so... It was more of a salvage play that he didn't know would be a salvage play. Either way, it was a good play. It was a good, smart play. He did get the drop, which is going to be good for their team. Overnight Coder throwing some stickies over towards Rose, but he does get cleaned up by Titty Boy 69. Yosemite still in choke, trying to throw some damage in. Court going on to the soldier and picking up the kill of Skipper, but he is getting bombed and is going to go down to Kuna. And it looks like Kuna might even manage to get the demo. Ragu in an insane back cap spot. You don't really ever see that. But you can't back cap because they don't have second. But he is going to be looking to try and get in onto this medic, although he does need to be careful of Skipper. Doesn't look like he's going to be coming into Upper River, as he is just going through lobby, taking the fastest way to his medic and to the fight. Wonder what Ragu's going to do here. Nothing's really happening. Oh, and Ragu does go in and manage to pick up Titty Boy in lobby. It looks like he is also going to be able to regroup with his team, and it seems like they might be able to push out here. Getting onto Overnight Coder, that demo pick could be huge for his team, but he doesn't get it. He does get piped by Overnight Coder. Some nice pills coming out, managing to keep that for his team. Yosemite does get a kill on to Kuna while he has the pickaxe out. RGL and Ice sending some bombs in, but a nice air pipe from Overnight Coder onto Court, completely denying that bomb and protecting his team. They're trying it again with D squared, but it doesn't look like he's going to get it in, as he was denied by the scout. That scout being Kairos, of course, hitting the shots to deny the soldier's bomb and protect his medic, as a good pocket scout does. Both teams do have full Uber, and it looks like they're going to be taking this into choke here. Somebody kind of looking away from choke for a little bit. Does allow his team to take a little bit too much spam, but Titty Boy going in onto Rose, and just narrowly Rose gets away. but he does get arrowed up very quickly. Back to full 125 HP. Overheal honestly isn't looking too good for these teams. Not a lot of players are being overhealed. It just seems to be the Pocket Scout on the side of Pitbulls, but RGL and Ice is doing a good job of trying to keep everybody overhealed. Court does go in and manages to take out Skipper, but he does get picked up by Titty Boy. Presumably that was in Top River? Not 100% sure on that. So they're going to be down a man. They're not going to want to push here. Honestly, Pitbulls could have pushed out, but Kuna again is in this little spot to try and drop onto the combo and pick up any players that aren't flashed when the Uber exchange does happen. Once again, a little bit stalemated here. Rail does manage to get in through Big Door into Dungeon, but a 1v2 is not something you're going to win. He does bring Titty Boy, down really low, and he does go down to the stickies of Yosemite. So it looks like they are going to be going in through Big Door in hopes, hopefully, to cut off the exit of Pitbulls. Hopefully this time the push goes better, but with Kuna up on Top River, I'm not so sure it's going to. Honestly, there's nobody near Big Door right now. Pitbulls could just send at least one or two people all the way around to wrap and try and get some damage onto the flank. Soldier does go in Court. I didn't even see that, but he does get cleaned up. Skipper does also die to Ragu. RGL on Ice does have some players in behind. They have Ragu on last, probably trying to get into prime position for a back cap here. The Uber Exchange is going out here with where RGL on Ice has positioned themselves. They've completely left Pitbulls without an exit. Looks like Ragu did come back to support his team. And if they can get this wipe here and they have the cap time, they could just snowball into last before spawners can even have a chance to come up. Skipper's going to do his best to stay alive and defend, but it doesn't look like it's going to be enough. A great round from RGL on Ice to end the half 2-1. Oh wait, half's not over yet. But to end the third round 2 to run. Let's see what Skipper tries to do. He looks like he's going in for a bomb. These rollouts are very fast and very deliberate. They know where they're going and they know when they want to get there. So bombs over onto Big Door don't really seem to be viable right now. Just because of how quickly that medic gets to where he needs to be. RGL and Ice dropping both of their soldiers in drop down, it seems. And it looks like they're just going to be collapsed on. Yosemite's going to go down. The medic at 47 HP. Looks like he is going to get away. D-Squared is also there to support him. And he does get out, which is good. So they will actually be able to hold last here. But this does mean they do almost entirely give up second. But you can't really contest it anyway. Kuna back on the Spy class. Let's see if he's going to be able to get a pick. He did get the pick the last time he tried, but unfortunately for him and the rest of his team, him being on Spy allowed the rest of his team to be completely wiped, so the pick really just equalized things. But in the long run, I believe RGL and Ice was able to take that round. Kuna in secret right now, also known as Dark for some teams. Just going to be sitting, waiting for the right opportunity. As they are at an even Uber situation, he's going to wait for the call from his team. He may be the main caller, I'm not exactly sure. And it looks like he's going in, and he does get the drop onto the medic. And the rest of his team is going to instantly collapse in with the Uber. Court being very low, and it doesn't look like they're going to be able to hold this point at sorry, not RGL. Pitbulls does manage to take the round and the half to 3-1 after getting that Uber drop with the Spy. Kuna, give yourself a pat on the back, because these picks, at least that one, was huge. As we got some pogs in the chat. Okay, I am going to see what I can do about getting logs for this half. I'm not sure if it's necessarily going to happen, but you never know, it might. Yosemite is playing, I do know that. Let's open that in a new tab. Bring that over here, go to logs. And it looks like we do indeed have logs. I will display capture here. So, in terms of standout players, the demos from both sides are doing fairly well, but the damage numbers don't really play the same story. Kuna obviously coming in big with a 308 DPM. His bombs have been good on Soldier. He's been getting some good spam, and especially those spy picks and just the picks on the pick classes have been really good for his team. In terms of RGL on Ice, Court is doing well with a 283 DPM, doing his job as a soldier and doing the best he can to support his team. Oh. So honestly, players are doing pretty well. I was right when I said this was going to be a good game, and it so far has been. We do have Pitbulls currently taking the lead in the first half, winning the first half out 3-1 against RGL on Ice. But maybe RGL on Ice is able to come back in the second half and maybe clinch out a victory here. Either way, both of these teams are definitely showing why they deserve to be in the top 5 of the division right now. Oh, and we have a few... we got our first clip in the clips and highlights on the Derpcast's Discord server. So, for those of you that are unaware, I do now have a Discord server for this casting community. For teams, viewers, whatever. If you go into the About section and click on the Discord icon, it will bring you to the Derpcast's Discord server. Please follow the instructions that you will be pinged in with a message when you join the server, mainly specifying whether you are a player or just a viewer or a person interested, or just a viewer interested in my casts. Also, if you head over to notifications, you can click on the purple Space Invader to opt in for notifications about other streams that I may be doing in the future. Streams that aren't casts, of course. Also, if you were interested in the other casts I've done, the previous casts, weeks 2, 3, and the last week 4, you can type !Derpcasts in the Twitch chat. That will link you to the YouTube playlist that all of my casts get added to. Okay, and we are getting the second half underway here. Let's see if RGL on Ice will be able to gain back some momentum here and maybe clinch this match in the second half. Looks like they're coming out swinging here on this mid. But everything could fall apart, and it seems like it is. But they do get the pick onto Trash. Although the rest of their team does go down, and it doesn't look like they're actually going to get the mid fight here. That's really unfortunate. Pitbulls, they do get mid, and it looks like they're going to get second here, but they're not going to have Uber. In fact, they're going to have a slight Uber disad pushing into last here. So really, this round could still go either way. But with Kuna bringing out the spy plays, that may change. RGL on Ice has brought out Rose on the Pyro class. Overnight Coder sneaking into River here, getting a little bit of spam onto some of the players of RGL on Ice, specifically D Squared. He does manage to sneak into Water. Skipper going for a bomb here. Doesn't look like he's going to be able to get anything. He just gets pushed back out. Maybe you got one rocket onto Arrow, but it's not quite enough. And Overnight Coder getting very, very close to death at 6 HP. It's now going to be arrowed back up. And we do have an even Uber situation here going into last. Doesn't appear as though Kuna's going to be going for any nutty spy plays or anything, but you never know. Things could change. Could go for a sack and then switch to spy. We'll see what happens here. Does look like they are going to be doing just a straightforward push through Shutter here. The Ubers from both sides do go out. Rose does die as the Pyro. Pitbulls does get players onto point, and the demo's not turned around. It looks like they might get the cap here, yeah. A very decisive victory there in that round. Pitbulls, sorry, being able to carry the momentum that they got off of that mid-fight all the way into last and managing to get the round there. First round of the second half. This is match point now for Pitbulls. Skipper does die. Kuna does go down as well. They're going to be starting this mid-fight 2 players down. But RGL on Ice is just now getting out a choke, and they're able to spread out and just wipe the players of Pitbulls. They're going to be getting second for free here off of that wipe. They did manage to keep their medic up, and they're going to be pushing in here, presumably with full Uber. So RGL on Ice definitely showing that no, they are not out of this game yet, and they will fight until their last breath. They will fight until it is over. What am I seeing here? Oh, presumably waiting for forward spawns? What? Not exactly sure what Yosemite was doing there. That little miscalculation from Yosemite could have cost their team the round there. That's really unfortunate and confusing. So RGL on Ice not getting the pick here. Yosemite does go in and he does die trying to get that back cap, presumably. I'm just really confused here. Looks like RGL on Ice is going to be holding mid here, though. Arrow's getting some damage onto Skipper, managing to get out. Hopefully looking for an arrow from his medic, but Pitbull's bringing the Pyro onto mid here. This really could be huge for them. The Degreaser and the Shotgun is such a strong combination. I'm not exactly sure what happened there. That is really unfortunate for RGL on Ice. It's looking so good for them, and then a slight miscommunication, misthought, something. Just kind of, it fell apart. We are on an even Uber situation here, holding the red choke. Both teams are looking for an opportunity. Pitbulls isn't really going to need to push all that hard, as they are up 3 rounds right now. So they could honestly just wait this out. And it looks like they're going to use in here. Court does go down. Titty Boy does go down as well. The Uber just faded for Pitbulls, and the Uber is just now fading for RGL on Ice. Ragu going in through drop down. Hopefully going to be able to get onto the medic of Pitbulls. He is kind of low, has taken some spam, dodged those sticky traps. get the demo, and no, a nice pipe from Overnight Coder as the rest of his team comes in. Skipper bombing the medic and just cratering on the medic. Not quite able to get him. Yosemite hopefully going to be able to pick up trash here. With some stickies, the rest of his team is coming in, and it doesn't look like they're going to pick up trash. He does manage to get out and grab pack. This is just confusing right now. Trash is still in. Players are scattered everywhere. Trash gets forced here. And Ragu does go down, and I'm just kind of bamboozled right now. I don't really have any words. I'm just confused over what's been taking place over the course of this round. I do really hope that RGL on Ice is able to come back and gain back some of the momentum that they showed here on the very first mid. Looks like Pitbulls is going to be making a push here. Not sure if Yosemite has any traps up. Doesn't look like it, but he is getting them up now. RGL on Ice having a slight Uber advantage here, but honestly, it's not going to mean much. It's just going to equalize here. They're going to want to wait for Pitbulls to use into them so that they can have the better Uber and hopefully win the post Uber. Trash taking a little bit of spam there, getting brought down pretty low, but he does use Court trying to get out so he doesn't die. Looks like Ragu does know how to shoot the non-shiny players. That soldier, Kuna, is going to get in and get a nice little air shot onto the medic of RGL on Ice. That could have just sealed their fate. Skipper able to get a pick onto Rose. Able to grab pack. He is in red lobby with Titty Boy. Ragu does come in a nice direct. And the players of RGL on Ice now are split very heavily as they're just struggling, trying their best to get back to last. And Titty Boy does come in to clean up Yosemite here. Looks like they do trade. It is currently 4-1 in favor of Pitbulls. That would be correct. It was 3-1 in favor of Pitbulls in the first half. Then I believe Pitbulls took the first round in the second half. Looks like they're going to be using in here, and it looks like this could be the end of the game here. And yeah, it is. Court coming in, but it's just not fast enough. He's just a little bit too late. Definitely a good display from both teams, though. Yeah, definitely both teams showing why they deserve to be in playoff position. And yeah, definitely providing a good match. Let's see if anybody is in Discord right now. And no, it doesn't appear people are. Huh. Which team was on which? Let me send a message. Hold on. A message to Kuna. Okay, so Kuna is sending Discord invites. It appears these guys, here, let's come over here. These are all players, just giving the corresponding roles. Okay, it looks like we do have some of the players from Pitbulls, most of the players from Pitbulls, in VC, and we have all of them. Let's hop in and see what they have to say about the match.
Oh.
Welcome, guys.
Hello.
Good job, congratulations, and thank you for putting on a good match. It was definitely a lot better than last night's. It was a little bit rough last night.
Right.
So, any thoughts about the match? Things you think you did well? Things you think you can do better for the next time?
I mean, I think it was a team diff.
I think, a lot of we scouts were really good. Pocket Soldier was really dog shit though, and was really just hindering us. Our medic, also very bad. But
I mean, it's not like he's trash or anything.
yeah, yeah. Our dim was really good though, so that's nice.
Oh. There goes our medic.
But Kuna, what was going through your mind with that get down, Mr. President, from the scout when you tried to get the backstab onto the medic?
I have no clue why the scout was going back there. He was playing like such a bitch. I was trying to go for that med.
And you got the scout instead. But you did manage to redeem yourself and get the drop onto the med in a later round, which sealed that round for your team.
Yeah, couldn't have carried.
I like
love the spy.
Plays. I love quirky plays. I love playing spy. I'm a spy stomper.
This guy will constantly lock spy, but won't let me run NG to mid.
Yeah, I won't let the Kitty Boy always begs to go NG to mid. And I'm like, no. And I always go spy.
Is there anything you guys feel like you could improve on for the next match or going into week 5? What are you guys kind of thinking?
Hopefully, like, pick up a better medic. Because our medic's just got dog.
Nah,
Yeah.
they're just
What do you
it's fine.
mean?
Yeah.
He's fine.
Hopefully get a map review for Villa, because we have no clue what the fuck we're doing on Villa.
I need to figure out what I'm doing for Villa, too.
I hate that in the map pool.
But yeah, you guys have had a pretty good season so far. I hope you guys are able to carry your momentum forward. You definitely proved tonight why you guys are in the top 5 of the division right now.
Let's go.
Well, the work you did with the cast. It's really cool. Really
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, thank you. Kuna, thank you for allowing me to cast this, for providing me with the information I needed, roster, STV, so-and-so. Good luck, guys, in the rest of the season. I hope to see you guys in the playoffs.
Yeah,
Thank
see you.
Yeah, you will.
Yeah.
I like the confidence there.
Amen.
Well, I will catch you guys another time. Have a great night. Again, thank you, Kuna, and well done tonight, guys.
Later.
Honestly, I can't remember who it was that had suggested I do these kind of post-game conversations, but it really was a good idea. Not only does it help me to milk out stream time a little bit, but I think it provides a little bit of good insight into what players are thinking, which is always good, especially in Newcomer. It can be kind of good to discuss that sort of thing to kind of, especially learn what you think you could do better. But in any case, for those of you interested, once again, the Derpcast's Discord is available. If you go into the About section, click on the Discord icon, that is the invite link for the server. Follow the rules in not the rules, but the instructions in role setup. And, enjoy the community. Viewing room is always open for those of you who want to get together and chat while I'm casting. Also, if you type !derpcasts into the Twitch chat, in fact, I will actually do it now. That's not an exclamation mark. Derp. I can't spell, apparently. Casts, that will take you to my YouTube channel, specifically a playlist where all of these VODs from the casts go. It is ever growing. Check it out. There are some good ones in there. You can also check out the VODs on Twitch, but I guess it's up to you. Twitch VODs don't last forever, and that's why I have them on YouTube. Well, I appreciate you guys stopping by tonight. I hope you enjoyed the match. It definitely was a lot better than last night. This was definitely an entertaining match. Again, thank you to both Kuna and Rose for allowing me to cast, for providing me the information I needed in order to do this, and for putting on a good show for everybody. I will be casting another match tomorrow night at 9 p.m. EST. I hope to see you there, and have a absolutely fantastic night, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your Friday night, and hopefully I will see you on Saturday night tomorrow.